Good morning, my happy hour back. Here's the plan. Flooring. A lot of the focus today will be on flooring in bedrooms. So yesterday you saw there was a good start on putting the engineered wood flooring into one of the bedrooms. They're really going to be focused on that today. Quite a few guys will be focused on that. We're an hour into the day already and they have already pretty much finished that first room. I think we'll see a lot more progress with other rooms today. Beyond that, of course, electrical. Our anti-termite knot moat will be continued. So there's going to be lots of other bits and pieces going on. Painting is a big focus now with this house. I think we're struggling a little bit with having 3 painters on site. It would help if we had more, and there's a chance, I'm told, that we might have 1 or more extra painters coming on site next week. Apart from that, you never know, they always surprise me. What could possibly go wrong? We'll start in the dining room this morning. Painter Ernie back at work on the wooden area of this wall. So there is a bit more finishing to do. Yeah, obviously overnight we've seen the varnish has been dried, but it's still not quite as dark as the ceiling. And so maybe today we start to see that slightly darker colour coming through. Painter Herwin with an H back at work in the sunroom. Just doing some sanding at the moment, getting ready to add more paint up on the ceiling in this room. And the third of our 3 painters, Mr. Willie, is getting to work, getting the areas around these recess lights, these tube lights, back to a nice white colour. Back on our anti-termite measure, Carlito is digging out the trench again. I should just say, in addition to what was said yesterday, we know that we almost certainly can't stop termites coming into the house completely. All we can try and do is slow them down as best we can. Somebody once told me, you never get rid of termites, you just move them on. So hopefully what we're doing here will be one of the measures that helps to move them on. I think here in the Philippines it is inevitable that we will sooner or later have termite issues. In Georgie's room, the flooring's all in, except for one little piece over on the far end. And just want to clarify what I said yesterday. I said I wasn't sure what the gap was that they'd left down here. It's actually 6mm. And there will be baseboards of the same material, the same engineered wood, will go all the way around these rooms as well. So you definitely won't see a gap. The next step on tiling is the top of this retaining wall on the master balcony. That'll be done today. I would imagine they'll probably finish that today, and they may make a start either on the other side of this wall or the other side of the wall on Jack's balcony. This is Alex's bedroom, and the information I have at the moment is that this will be the next room to get flooring. Now, the information I'm given is not always 100% reliable, but that's what we're going to go with just for now. I think under that headgear is Erwin, and he's preparing the floor, just grinding it down, smoothing it off a little bit in preparation for the flooring in here. Although, as we said at the end of yesterday, this is Sabrina's room. This is the one bedroom where we do not have all the windows in, so they can't yet put that flooring down. You can't have the engineered wood getting too wet. I just wanted to make a quick comment about the external appearance of the house. Right now, a lot of this dark color that you can see on the outside walls is just the waterproofing material that's been used. That is not a finished color. So most of the house will be white, or maybe a slightly off-white, I'm not sure yet. We do want to keep it as light as possible, just for appearance, but also the lighter we can keep it, it'll help a little tiny bit with heat. We want to keep it white, it'll reflect or hold in cool air a little better, reflect off sunlight a little better. So although at the moment this does appear to be quite a dark house, there will only be a few areas here at the back and on the sides. On the sides, in fact, maybe no dark areas at all, I'm not sure yet, but here at the back, just a couple of highlight areas will be done similar to the front of the house, where we've got that kind of grey tiling, or something similar. But the vast majority of this house will be white. It's just after lunch, and we've got a house full of people. We've got the window and door guys back. So let's go and see how far we've got. Here's the first new window in the kitchen. I like that. I did wonder whether we'd get even bigger windows, but this looks good to me. This is the dining room. So the frame, they've expanded it a little bit, and we've got the doors. They're huge. This is going to look sensational when it's up, I'm sure. It would be easy to get carried away with what's going on with doors and windows, so we shouldn't forget more lighting going in this case, in the kitchen. Painter, Mr. Ernie, is getting these little cutout areas on the sides back to a nice clean white. Erwin has been busy on the ceiling, getting that to a beautiful crisp white colour. And now he's back to skin coating. So just for Charles Hill, skin coating Charles, not all over yet. Wow, you turn your back for a second, and one of the doors is already in. I'm not moving now, I'm going to wait and see if we can watch the second one going in as well. Here we go. 4 or 5 guys manoeuvring this second door into place. So sliding the top into the track first, and then the bottom. Not quite in yet. It is now. Two doors. So this is some of the only glass in the house that is not tinted or reflective. It's an interior room, we just don't need it. So clear glass on these doors. The final step in here will be to create a false wall, so that once these doors have been slid into the centre as they are now, they will appear to just disappear into the wall. Now that won't be done by these guys, that'll be done by the main crew. Still not entirely sure whether that will be a metal false wall or something else. We'll have to wait and see how the builder deals with that. The same company are going to be doing the glass, in this case, going up the side of the stairs. So the question they've just asked is, do we want the glass at this end to be flush with the bottom stair, or to extend out a little bit? And I've said, keep it flush. That's also their suggestion, and actually I just said, yeah, you guys are the experts. I'll follow your recommendation, so it will be flush to the end of the stairs. And the same thing when we turn the corner halfway up the stairs. We've got a slight change of plan with the wooden flooring in the bedrooms. This is the master bedroom, so this is going to be the next one they do. So this is just the very first piece that they've cut size, and Manny's just making sure everything fits exactly right. This is Jack's room, and you can probably make out the sort of shiny lines on some of this area. This is where there are some surface cracks on the slab that was poured. And so what they've done is taken plaster bonding glue and just kind of filled in those cracks to make sure that it's a reasonably smooth surface before the insulation and then the wood is put down. I've got to make a correction to something I said yesterday. Well, I'm not sure if it's a correction, but it's a different plan, and we've got to discuss it with the builder. On the far side of this retaining wall on Jack's balcony, apparently the plan is not to put tiles. They will paint, which, looking at the tiles, it looked a bit odd because the tiles do very slightly overhang the far side, and it looked to my eye as though they had cut them to a 45-degree angle, but apparently they haven't. So they will paint the other side. I'm going to talk to the builder about that because I think that might look a little odd. I think I'd rather have tiles both sides, but I'm prepared to be persuaded otherwise. But I just think tiling both sides would look more even and more finished. That first piece of wood for the master bedroom was just a test fit, and they're just rechecking it again. Of course, it won't actually be installed until they've put the insulation material down first. But this is just getting things started. Wow, once these guys get going, they do not hang around. We've already got one of the two sliding doors here at the back of the sunroom going onto the patio. So if you've watched before, you might remember there will be two doors in the centre, and then at either end, well, actually, I'm beginning to wonder if they've changed the plan, because originally it was going to be two fixed pieces of glass at either end and then sliding doors in the middle. But given that we've now got track all the way across, I'm not sure if they've changed the plan. Or maybe that's just the way it has to be to have enough space for the doors to slide. We'll keep watching this. We're also getting the missing windows in the gym and spa. So the long narrow one over there, that's about to go in. And take a dizzy pill again. All of these are now in. It's 4 o'clock, and as it's a Saturday, that's finishing time. Bell's gone, the guys are out. Normally, at this point, I'd give you a contribution from one of the comments. I'm going to hold off on that for just a moment. Let's go and see what's been going on. Here's the largest, most obvious change. We do have doors leading out from the sunroom to the patio. And it is as per the original plan. The outside two are not doors, they're fixed in place. The central two are the sliding doors. And we had asked for these to be as large as possible, and they're huge. It's really everything we asked for, I think. The recesses for the tube lights up in the hallway, a lot more painting, still not quite finished. There's still some tidy up painting to be done on some of these. The wood panels in the dining room, they are now very, very close, if not the same, as the colouring in the ceiling. It may be, it's hard to tell, but I think maybe still fractionally lighter. I'm not sure if there's still more finishing to be done on those. I'll find out on Monday. Before we go upstairs, a contribution from Wally Trink, who says, I don't trust stairs. They're always up to something. This is the master bedroom, and we've got about a quarter of the floor in here has now been laid. So at the front of the house, we've now got most of the windows in. There's still a missing window frame up above the gas station canopy. And over in Sabrina's room, we're still missing a couple of the windows, although the frames are now in. And around the house, there's a few more windows dotted around. Almost all of the window frames are done. Still a few that haven't got the glass in just yet. So that is the end of the day. What a day. It really feels like that's a big step closer to completion. When we've got those doors in place now, almost all of the windows, made a start on another flooring in one of the bedrooms, and all sorts of other bits and pieces going on. Lots more little details on painting, still more electrical going on, particularly with lights at the moment. Still working on the anti-termite measure, and I'm sure there was other things in and around the house. But my word, that's huge. Feels huge. As the first day of our second year of building, that feels like massive progress. And it's unfair. It's always unfair, because when there's no big thing happening, it doesn't feel quite the same. But yeah, just to be completely selfish about it, it feels to me like that's a big day. Well, how can they top that? I'll have to come back next week and find out. See you then.